that last play, it seemed pretty clear that Tatum hit him on the left arm. How do you kind of process that and try to rally the team to, to get past it and play in overtime?
I mean, as much as I know, I can't speak for anyone but myself. As much as you try not to put it on officiating, it's becoming increasingly difficult. There's a bunch of stuff we could have did better in this game, but for the most part, we competed our behinds off, played the right way, played together, stayed aggressive, playing downhill, playing in the paint. And it's unfortunate that, the game ends on a play like that. It's unfortunate, especially with, and you don't ask for favoritism, you just ask for consistency. That's it. And apparently, I used my challenge too soon, maybe. I don't know. But it is what it is, man. My hat's off to the Celtics. They're a hell of a ball club, championship-level ball club, and played two, nail-biters against these guys, one in our place and one here tonight. It's a silver lining for me, is what I told my team after the game. We compete like this, everybody coming back, getting guys back in the lineup now. If we compete as hard as we competed tonight to start this trip, then we're going to be okay the rest of the way. We just got to bottle this up and remember this pain and the agony of losing a game like this. It was a huge game. Probably was one that was really, really fun to watch as a general fan, but to be a part of it, it's always hotly contested when it's the Lakers and the Celtics. And, I'm happy the fans enjoyed a really exciting ball game. But, for us, again, there's a bunch of positives. And just hope, I don't know. Got the best player on earth can't get a call. It's amazing.
Have you ever, over your career, seen LeBron react that way? And does that give you evidence that he was fouled in the play?
You have to call a cat a cat. You can't look at something and try to pretend it's not what it is. And he's a guy that tried to play the right way, doesn't flop, plays downhill, plays a strong physical brand of basketball. And just because he doesn't flop or he doesn't flail or he's not screaming when he's shooting the ball, and like I see a ton of other players doing, he gets penalized for it. I saw the same thing with Giannis. I saw the same thing, when I was a player in the Shaq era. And, it's just those guys that play physical and really try to focus on finishing plays. Sometimes, it doesn't go in their favor, but then you see other guys who are whimpering on every shot. Every time they get bumped, I think they're working on the head snap and all that, and they're the ones getting the whistles. So it's hard now. He's human, at the end of the day, and it's hard for him not to get discouraged because this is something that's been going on all year, and so I don't want to see another last 2-minute report. I don't want to. They could say that it does no one any good, and we just got to focus on how we can get better in different stretches of the game, how we can make sure we're doing what we can control actually.
What do you think of the technical fouls on Patrick Beverley and Dennis?
I didn't see it. I have to go back and look at it. I didn't see it, but it's an emotional game, high level game, and with high level talent, exactly what the NBA wants, and for it to come down to it shouldn't have to come down to a whistle or or a non-whistle. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, but players are going to react, man. And then now you have video on the sideline where, for the sake of making sure you're challenging a proper call, or making a proper challenge to dispute a call. You have video on the sideline, and for the guys to watch the replay of it, it's human nature, man. They're going to be disappointed, discouraged about you're in the moment, you're fighting your butt off, and something doesn't go your way that should have, and it's sad.
You mentioned the challenge. Do you think if you get a successful challenge, the coach should be able to retain the challenge?
That'd be a great idea, or maybe add a fourth official. I don't know, but something's got to change, man. It's too much. The game is sped up. It's speeding up. It's getting faster and faster every day. These guys are highly skilled athletes. They're playing at a very high level, and we got to be able to get things right as much as possible.
Understanding that your team was upset with a call that seemingly should have gone your way. Did you feel though like that bled into that early part of overtime and
Yeah, I mean, it remained competitive. I mean, again, we had some unfortunate turnovers, unfortunate missed shots within the game and within the overtime. And like I said, it's a bunch that we can do better. We have to handle our business better too. I'm not in no way, shape, or form using this as an excuse. Not for me. I'm just telling you what it is. But yeah, I think we definitely could have did things better on our end to not even put ourselves in this position. But we have how many games we play now? 50. We got 32 games to figure this thing out. We sub 500 by 4 games. And again, if we put in this type of effort and this type of togetherness and this attention to detail defensively and the ball movement offensively, I think we'll be okay. I think we're going to be okay.
Sorry. Before that moment, Pat had a couple plays, the catch and shoot 3. I think he's only had 8 dunks before tonight. His career has a putback dunk. What did you see out of him in that last minute, and what kind of difference maker did he seem to be poised to be tonight? Just
ultra competitive, man. He brings that fire. He brings that grit, that spirit, that no quit mentality, do whatever it takes mentality, and that was on full display. This game is not going. Obviously, we wish we'd have came up with the dub in regulation, but this game is not even that close or going into overtime if it wasn't for Pat and amongst others. But he was definitely at the forefront of just making play after play. Big shot, big putback, guard and trying to make things difficult on Tatum and Brown and Brogdon, whoever. I mean, that's a tough crew over there. They're everything as advertised, and they earned it, they deserved it, and I expect to see them when everything is said and done. But I couldn't be more prouder than my guys. I'm disappointed at the result, but I couldn't be more proud of how our guys competed.
You and LeBron have each referenced at various points this season the no calls, and obviously the last 2 minutes recently there's been a couple that have gone against him. Is that something you guys have talked to the league office about yet, or is it something that after this game you will now initiate a conversation about? I
mean, we have different avenues where you can, I think Monty McCutcheon's he's definitely transparent, and there are different mechanisms that we have access to where we can voice our concerns and they give good feedback. But after the fact, it's just like, all you can hope is for it to become more consistent. And I think we have the best officiating all of major sports, but having said that, it just needs to be consistent. You know what I mean? Like if something is called on the other end, then it has to be consistent. It has to remain consistent. I only have one challenge. Win or lose, I only have one challenge to burn. Maybe you explore that even more. Like, okay, you get to keep a challenge, 1 per half, or if you win your challenge, you get the challenge again. Who knows? But the game should never come down to something being called or not called. That's kind of, that's not consistent. Plain and simple.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Jaylen Brown made the layup, a delayed foul call on Pat. He had a chance to shoot the free throw. What did you guys see there, which was before LeBron actually moved on the lane?
Say that one more time.
When Pat was called for the foul, when Jaylen Brown 3-point play ties it up, it was delayed. What did you guys see?
I don't know. I don't want to get into those woods, BT, man. It's again, just be consistent. It was a whistle blown, right? Just be consistent. That's all I'm asking.
Thanks.
Yeah.